Hey, Shalom Markins, Rakama Kapashim, Jim Islam, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Chak Want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the hopeful, let's push news, truth, and all sincerity. Back again with another video, and I was watching this clip here, this speech from this army general, chief dude, right? He's basically he just come into command about a month ago, apparently. So he a new face in new to the role, not new face, I guess, but new to the role of, I think he's general of staff or something like that. And he made this speech a few days ago, speaking about how, the British Army's got to mobilize and, they got to, combat these new threats, concerning Russia, right? And that they got to basically increase their capacities and, basically, enroll. They need to enroll more people, they need to up their numbers, because they kept talking about, being like, essentially being efficient in these types of war. And he said, even though, technology is important, these battles are gonna be fought on land, and they need soldiers for that, and they're low in numbers, right? They're low in numbers, man, and they need to up it, okay, to fight these upcoming wars, man. So basically, he will blow in the trumpet, right? He did that, rally cry, man. He trying to get everybody to be prepared, okay, for an oncoming war involving Russia, because they saying that Russia, no matter what happens, the outcome of the Ukraine situation, Russia's going to become more dangerous after the fact, after everything's been done. And so they're worried that they're going to try and take or invade NATO nations. And so they got to be ready to fight. He keeps talking about being preparedness. So essentially he's trying to rally the troops, man. He knew in his office, and he made this speech, but I ain't gonna play because it's from Sky News. They'll probably try and lock off the video, but you can watch it for yourselves. But something I noticed that was interesting here, I was looking through the comments. Some people were with it, some people were like not with it. So I made an interesting point. Mentioned about World War One, because this guy was talking about 1937, right, which is like the prelude to World War Two, and the things that were happening prior to that, and the decisions that were made or weren't made during that time that led to World War Two, right? And it's like we keep saying, man, there's a third world. There is a third world in the scriptures. Okay, we've had World War One and Two already, and and the third one coming quickly, as I'm about to read, right? Revelation 11 verse 14. So the second world is past, and behold, the third world cometh quickly. World War III is on the horizon, right? And these guys, they know this, right? And this is why, they want to increase their numbers, which means there's going to be a draft and all kinds of things. They're going to enroll more and more people. You're going to probably see more advertisements and, oh, join your army now. The army needs you. Okay, the last name of this guy is Sanders, man, Colonel Sanders. But they're gonna push to, recruit, right? But the armies, the type of army you're facing, right? They ain't no joke, right? There's the numbers is mad. Like Russia and their allies, they're large in number, right? There might not be so many allies and stuff like that, because you got NATO, the beast, right? And you got the US, and then they got their numbers. But when you're dealing with Russia, you got China, their numbers, it's a large force to fight against. They need manpower, right? And they'll get some through recruitment and all that kind of stuff, but it's not going to be enough, man. They're going to have to draft, okay, force people into service, right? And a lot of shit's going to go down over that. You women are gonna get caught up in it because every man, woman can fight now, and there's no such thing as gender, so anyone can fight, right? You get your draft up there, even though you're gonna be fucking useless as hell, you know. But good for you, man. That's all I'm gonna say, man. You fucking, you know, infantile murderers. You know, you can go out there and get grinded up in the war. But yeah. Anyway, there was a someone made a point here. No, I don't do that. About World War I. Apparently, it was like the 107th anniversary of the assassination of Franz Ferdinand. Where is it? Come on, man. Okay, here. All right, this comment here says, I just remembered that today is the 108th anniversary assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, the event that sparked World War One. Right, so this speech came out. The elites, they do not in their dates and numbers and stuff, right? But I just thought it was interesting. All right, it's 108th anniversary of assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, the event that sparked World War One. Quite spooky that this video was published today. Yeah, it is spooky. A lot of people are comparing today. I don't know what else you say. A lot of people are comparing today's events to the build-up of World War II, but I have been seeing more parallels between today and 1914 since Russia invaded Ukraine. Go back to World War One. Right. So this notion or this feeling that is being pushed out there is that we're coming in to a point in time where there's going to be a world conflict, right? And we know it. It's in the scriptures. We knew it before it was even an issue. Until you got to this point, right? But yes, the World War III is on the horizon, man. Okay, and you're gonna have to rally your troops. Okay, you're gonna have to rally your troops, man. Let's see what anyone replied to this. Yeah, everyone's got their things to say and opinions, right? Opinions. But yeah, it's funny the speech came out the same day. But like I said, you got people that are for it, people against it. It speaks about sovereignty, but seems to forget all the sovereign nations that UK and US invaded in recent years. You got people that are, for the war machine, and those that are not, But it is what it is. So yeah, they're trying to rally the troops right now, trying to create this feeling that there's a war to be fought soon, right? And that we need people to fight that. All right, so he's trying to get you to sign up, and how they're going to change how they operate to increase the readiness and preparedness to fight, NATO armies and all that kind of stuff to defend NATO nations and whatnot, right? But we know this Third World War, okay, isn't going to be like, Russia's going to play a role in it, obviously, but this Ukraine thing, that eventually will go away or lessen down or whatever. Okay, but the main reason why NATO nations are going to have to fight Russia is because of what's going to go down in the Middle East at some point. All right, and Russia's going to be their main threat. So just going to go through some scriptures, right? It's Matthew 24:6. It says, "Ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars." Okay, he's talking about a war. He's talking about in the next decade. Lord willing, this is all wrapped up well before then. But he's talking about going forward, man. There's an increasing threat that needs to be addressed, and we need to prepare for that. Okay, being Russia, right? So here's that the war drums are being banged. So this is the wars and rumors of wars, and it's something that's we've been going on about for a while now. But you see those beats of war is getting louder. It says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." Right. So it's gonna go there, right? World War III will be initiated at some point. All right. It's just a matter of time. Okay, when the Most High is ready to start that conflict, the real one, not these little ones, right? It's Revelation 20 verse 8. Start from 7. It says, and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan should be loosed out of his prison. Okay, that's these Edomites right now in their power, right? And he shall go out and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, which represents Russia, to gather them together to battle. Okay, it's a fated conflict that is fated to happen, right? So it will eventually come to that point. Okay, you will need those people. You will need the army. Right? So yeah, you better recruit as hard as you can, right? Because not only that, okay, the Lord wants to put judgment upon these nations, man. Right? And he's gonna, I wouldn't say start with these armies, but the Lord's gonna put a lot of pain on these armies, man. They're gonna go to war, and a lot of people are gonna die, as naturally they do. A lot of people die, right? But that's part of the Lord's judgment. They're gonna bring them down into the Middle East, because that's where that war is going to kick off. For World War III is going to kick off in the Middle East, right? And the Lord is going to destroy the world's armies there, pretty much. Okay, significantly lessen them. All right, they're going to be fodder, right? They're going to mutually destroy each other down there. All right. It says to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is the sand and the sea. All right, so let's say there's large military numbers on the side of Russia, man. Okay, and their allies and whatnot. It's a large number, man. You need people to fight that. The man said, you can't cyber your way across a river. Okay, you need manpower for that. So he's saying, like, yeah, this technology is good and everything, but we really do need manpower, man. Apparently, that was another thing someone said. Oh, it's actually here. Right? From this guy at Lavino81 says, I left the army in 2006 after 2 tours of Iraq and 1 in Afghanistan. At the time, we had about 140,000 personnel. The numbers have now gone down to 75. It's almost gone down by half. Right? 75k. So I'm led to believe, which is unbelievable, even when we was in Iraq in 2003 and 5, we seriously lacked the kit and equipment required. They're underprepared for this fight. This is what always funny with Esau, right? And especially the British and the American, right? They will blow their own fucking horn, man. Okay, they'll talk their shit, but these men, they couldn't even fight a war in Iraq properly. They were under-equipped, undermanned, and they were there for bullshit reasons. But they want us to believe, or want to make you feel like they're supremely competent and capable. SAS and the greatest army on the earth and all this bullshit, right? And they will look at Russia and they try to make mockery of Russia. Or why haven't they taken Ukraine yet? Why haven't they done this? Why haven't they done that? But these guys are just as bad. They'll fuck shit up all the time, right? So because war's messy, man. War's messy. Anyway, so we seriously lacked the kit and equipment required. The Americans whom we worked alongside couldn't believe the lack of resources we had available, but massively admired the unit. Yeah, that British morale. The British belief. So we had available, but massively admired the unit. Oh, so the unity, they massively admired the unity, the moral strength of the British soldiers. However, it is not enough. Soldiers deserve the very best resources available. We plow billions into other countries, yet don't look after our own to the level that we should. Right, so it sounds like the Americans are better equipped, but I believe they were even having issues with supplying equipment to their forces. They're down. They're you know what I mean? All these armies have really gotten weaker. They're not as strong as they used to be. I suppose all that peacetime shit, but it's never really been peacetime. You've been invading bare countries, but I guess you're fighting camel jockeys, you know what I mean? So, the fight ain't all that hard, so but you're still fading. But anyway, so yeah, they're really not prepared for this oncoming war, and this is why the guy was coming out here and doing these speeches to try and get Britain in a some way decent state to fight this conflict that's coming. You know. But anyway, this is Revelation chapter 16, verse 13. And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon. I won't go over this breakdown again, but I know one of them is London, right? And I think it's the 3 city states, man. I need to go back through that. But I know one of them is London, right? And obviously this is news coming out of Britain, UK, London, whatever. I don't know where exactly the location of this speech was taking place, but nevertheless, all right. You know, it's important, right? So this is and out of the mouth of the beast and out of the mouth of the false prophet, right? The beast is NATO, the false prophet is you know, the Catholic Church, right? For they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world to gather them to battle, right? The Lord is gathering these men together to the battle, right? Of the great day of the Lord Almighty, Yahweh Almighty, all right? It says, behold, I come as a thief, blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. It's like and he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. All right, and that is what you're basically preparing for, or the Lord is having you prepare for, you know, amassing your numbers, trying to get as many recruits as you can. You know, but like I said, it's never going to be enough, and you're going to have to do all that drafting stuff, man. You're going to have to bring force people into service to defend their great nation, right? You're going to have to be doing all of that, man, just like you did before. All right? The Lord want to waste you dudes, man. Okay, you become a sacrifice unto the Lord, man. The Lord wants more. All right. In Zephaniah 3 verse 8 says, therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations. Okay, my determination is the same as saying his will. This World War III is his will. Right? He wills to destroy a whole bunch of people. Okay, in the Middle East. All right, through war. Okay, and not only war, there's going to be plagues and pestilences like we've been experiencing, but you know, in war, plagues happen, you know, pestilence happen, people could die of, you know, all kinds of things, right? But not just in the warfare around the world. The Lord is in judgment mode, right? But there's going to be a great judgment that's going to occur in this time, man, in that place, right? This is that I may assemble the kingdoms, the nations, right, to pour upon them mine indignation. Okay, and that includes the Russians, man. The Russians don't have any favor with the Lord. The Lord is just using them to, you know, to antagonize the West, or vice versa. The West antagonizing Russia, whatever way you want to look at it, and to bring them together to this great war. Right, it's going to exceed the Great War, the World War I and World War II. You know, this is to pour upon them mine indignation, which is righteous anger, right? Hatred, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. All right? So that's what the Lord is going to do. Okay, that's what you're preparing for, man. You're preparing to die, essentially, man. You're preparing to be destroyed. All right? Anyone that's stupid enough to go and sign up, well, just know that the Lord is there, residing over that battle with the intentions to destroy as many of you, you know, as he wills, you know, which is going to be a lot of people. Okay, a lot of people are going to lose their lives for nothing, essentially. You know, believing that you're fighting for your freedoms and, you know, all the other garbage that they're going to sell to you. All right. This is Joel chapter 3. Verse 2 says, I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Okay, the valley of Jehoshaphat, which means the valley of Yahweh's judgment, right, is in the Middle East. Okay, that's where that is located, right? And so that is where this event, this World War III, is largely going to take place. Okay, again, it's a world war, so there's going to be conflicts everywhere, but largely the center point is going to be there in the Middle East. Okay, And like I said, it's not only the UK that needs to amass increase their numbers. It was all these nations that are increasing their numbers or trying to increase the numbers. All right. Says I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. All right, I'm going to jump down to verse 9 here. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, okay, amongst other nations. Prepare war. That's what my man, Mr. Sanders, is doing, preparing war. He's trying to prepare war. Prepare for this conflict. All right? And so he ain't the only one. Okay? So proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Come up and sign up. Be included, in this warfare, right? But beat your plowshares into swords, so whatever you people are doing right now, you might have an office job or whatever, you might beat your beat your fountain pen into a sword. Not joking. But you might get called up, I have an office job to go fight in the war, man. Pick up a gun, pistol, or whatever they got left to give you. Bicycle helmet. But you're gonna go from your peaceful life, your civilian life, and to go fight this war. And that's been a trend that's been going on for years now. These nations that have really nothing to do with too much about warfare are more now inclined, to fight and serve in their forces and stuff like that. More and more money is being used and spent on military stuff, rather than agriculture, for instance. Okay, all that shit is dying. Okay, but the military side of things has been growing. Getting into more technologies and more destructive weapons and arsenals, right? So that's what's been going on, right? And that's gonna again continue and even accelerate. It says, beat your plowshares into swords and the pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong, right? So amongst these other nations, like I mentioned, that weren't inclined to fight no one because they don't really have the strength to. Now, they're being bolstered by certain nations like Russia. They're being helped. So they're, I wouldn't say they're being put on equal footing with other nations, but they're now of a mindset or mind state that they can fight. Because they have this technology, because they got more weapons and more people, and they got missiles and whatever, jets, helicopters, whatever, tanks, right? So they're not saying weak anymore. Okay, we can fight. Okay, we will fight. Okay, because I say you nations in the Middle East, man, you've been getting abused by Western powers, man, and them guys have had enough. So they've been prepping their armies, man. Okay, prepping their ability to fight. All right, and now they've got backing of Russia, they've got backing of China. The alliances that have been made. Okay, they're feeling more confident. All right, and they're seeing your weaknesses. They're seeing that you're not as competent as you make it sound that you are. Even though you spend billions and trillions on all this weaponry, you're not all that competent. All these tours in Iraq and Iraq and Afghanistan, all this stuff is really floppage, man. Really, considering how mighty and powerful you're meant to be and how much money you got and weapons you got, you should have done a lot better with those whole situations, man. But you're struggling, man. So they don't even rate you no more like that. Alright, this is verse 11. It says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about, to cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Okay, so it's there that this World War III is really going to take place. Okay, whatever incident goes on between Israel and Iran or Russia or whatever situation goes down there is what's going to spark it. All right. It says, put ye in a sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. All right, so it is nearing. All right, it is nearing. All right, I'm going to close up with this. This is from Isaiah 66, verse 16. All right, it says, for by a fire and by a sword the Lord plead with all the flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. Okay, throughout this whole ordeal, the slain of the Lord is going to be many, man. But in particular, that war, that's going to take many lives, man. And then you're going to have the destruction of America. That's going to take many lives, man. All right, but we're going to see the highest amount of deaths from any conflict or any moment in time. Just think, there's more people on this earth than there ever has been. Right, so the numbers are going to be astonishing. All right, that's why the slain of the Lord is going to be many. Okay, these numbers are not going to be easy to digest. All right, but that is what the Lord is preparing, man, and getting all these guys to prepare for. All right. So with that, I'm gonna say shalom, and Lord willing, this is everything, and I'll catch you brothers and sisters on the next one. So till next time, I say shalom.